Welcome to the Matt and Musz Show. Today is Monday, September 10th. We got a great list of things to go through. We dish on the first annual Matt and Musz golf tournament. Some of us are still paying for it. We recap week one in the NFL / watch Monday Night Football. And the Fedex Cup's going in the championship round, and we talk a little basketball. Let's go. This is the Matt and Musz Show with Matt Hensler and Adam Muszynski. Oh, that's right. We're back.
Computers are confusing.
As everyone's watching us, you can tell we're a little different than we have been in the past. We made the decision we weren't comfortable enough on the couch to do this to the best of our abilities, so changed it up, and here we be.
Which is good because our abilities aren't that great to begin with, so we need all the help we can get.
Exactly. So, minus the golf tournament, because we'll get into that later, what have you been up to?
Well, I was changing Olivia's diaper earlier, and I made her cry because I sneezed. Other than that, not a lot.
So fatherhood, huh?
Tons of fun. Never know what's going to go next.
No, it's insane.
I'm glad there was a layer of clothes in between me and the diaper because she really let one rip earlier on my lap.
That's all right. My dog has the runs right now. So
where's she running to?
To the backyard about every 30 minutes. Well, she's getting better now, but I think it was Thursday night. It was about every half hour, and it sounded like a fart, and then someone turned on the faucet. It was just like, oh, I feel so bad.
That's gross.
Other than that, Jameson's in a new room. He likes it. He's doing good. Yeah. So we will get this started with a fail on our end. The question of the podcast. So any of you guys out there on Facebook, we will put it in there right now. What did you do yesterday for the first week of NFL action? That's what we want to know. Matt, what did you do?
Yesterday, I went to a friend's house, ate some smoked turkey, and watched football as my fantasy teams underperformed. That's about it.
Nice.
Nursing the wicked hangover.
Right. I got home, taken out a dock, did a lot of laundry, watched some football, hung out with the fam. Was not hungover because I know how to pace myself. So
you should take some notes.
Yeah, it's always a good thing. Notes and taking after Musz, man, that's a winning combo.
That's a little bit of a stretch.
All right, let's get into it. Matt and Musz quick hits. Might not be as quick as last week's, but we got a couple things we want to drop with it.
So, Le'Veon Bell, he's still not at anything.
No, he walked out from $800,000+.
Roughly $826,
something like that. Yeah, by not showing up on Saturday by like 4 p.m. Some of his teammates, obviously, we've all heard, have come out in disagreement. Some appear fed up. AB came out and just kind of said, "Hey, we got, we all we need, ready to roll whenever you get back with us for family." So basically, I take that as he's ready for him to come back. But I believe the mantra inside the locker room should be with NFL players is you don't screw with anyone else's family and you don't screw with anyone else's paycheck and go from there. So, oops, forgot to put repeat on.
So, Le'Veon Bell roughly gave up 23 times my salary in one day.
Is that what you were figuring out?
That's what I was figuring out.
Nice.
It's the most depressing thing.
Yeah, he does, in order for this season to count. So if he doesn't play in any games, then he's technically still under control by the Steelers, but he has to play in 6 games in order for this season to count as an NFL season, and then at that point, he could enter free agency at the end of the season.
He'll come back like week 9.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to hold out as long as he can.
I think
he
is
wants
too.
to be a free agent that bad. He'll come back, pay his dues.
Exactly.
Get crapped on by the rest of his team, and except for AB, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I think him and AB are tight, so. You remember this?
I do. Kirk Cousins, you like that? You like that?
Now it's
You like that?
You like that? Apparently went to trademark that, which I think is awesome. Yeah, that's my story. Fully guaranteed $84 million contract. Apparently, you can go trademark sayings for your new team.
We could probably trademark a saying too. I mean, I don't think it costs anything. We have to figure something out.
Huh. Maybe that's something we should look into. All right. My Chips heading to Happy Valley in 2022 to face Penn State, and they're actually already heading to LSU in 2021. We're going to kick their butts.
No,
No.
not happening.
No. It's exciting to see us go there. You know, you never know when the upset's going to come. Eastern just beat Purdue. We've beaten Purdue in the past. We've obviously beaten Michigan State in the past too. Obviously, it was a down year for Michigan State. But it's just cool to know, hey, Central's getting out there on the national platform and playing some big schools. And they started this year 0-2, which I thought was horrible. I thought they should have got one of those wins. But
I'm a little upset I forgot my hat today.
yeah.
I'm balding.
Oh, gosh.
Maybe that helps.
Maybe.
Detroit Tigers. All the crap we've been giving them about losing 100 games. They might not lose 100 games. They're heating up at the right time right now, I guess, or wrong time. I don't even know anymore. I don't know what to think.
They won 4 games in the past week. I'm like, okay, you had to lose 7 or win 7, and so they got 3. They go 3-16. They could still get to 100. I would assume they wouldn't, but losing streaks start sometimes.
I don't care. To hell with them. They played the Astros, and Verlander came to town and pitched against them, and they had a really nice sentimental video that they threw together for him.
We
Verlander
shared that
almost cried.
we shared that on Facebook earlier today.
Good for him. I mean, he's doing great things. Shame on us. We're not doing anything.
Nope.
Except losing. Except for we're not supposed to lose. We win. Or I don't even know. It's football season now.
On to basketball.
Bring on the playoffs.
So I saw this year's Hall of Fame class, and I officially felt old. Ray Allen, Bo Cheeks, Lefty Drizzle, Grant Hill, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, Dino Raja, Charlie Scott, Katie Smith, Tina Thompson, Rod Thorne, Orme Washington, Rick Welts, a couple others. Obviously, I don't know who all those people are, but just seeing Grant Hill go to the Hall of Fame, I'm just like, this is my childhood star. Now he's in the Hall of Fame, so I'm old.
Yeah, sure, you are. That's all I want to talk about in the NBA right now. How about you?
That's it?
Good.
Aaron Rodgers is an animal.
Aaron Rodgers is a beast. In case anybody missed the Sunday night game between the Packers and the Bears, Aaron Rodgers went down an apparent knee injury in the first quarter after completing only 7 yards passing, I'm pretty sure. Went to the locker room, got carted away, came back second half, threw 3 touchdowns and 273 yards, I believe. I got nothing. He's good.
We got more on him later.
He's good. He's real good. Michigan State dropped number 25 after being upset out in Arizona. That's all I want to talk about that right now. And U of M killed Western Michigan. Big surprise.
Let's go back to Sparty real quick. You know why they lost? Because they got there on Saturday or Friday night. At 4 o'clock, the plane landed. In 100-degree temperature with 95% humidity. They had no time to actually prepare their bodies.
Very true. Very true. I mean, that doesn't help things at all.
It's not an excuse. I'm just playing better. Come on, D'Antonio.
Well, he's only had so much control over that.
Well, yeah, but anyway.
I blame the school.
Let's wait about 10 seconds to get to our next topic. Nope, never mind. They're out of bounds. Thoughts on Lions so far?
Thoughts on Lions so far? All bad thoughts on Lions so far.
Yep. This is not a good start.
No. Well, actually, it was a very good start.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was a very good start. For those of you who aren't watching Lions right now for whatever reason, or when you're listening to this on Wednesday and you're like, oh, I didn't watch a Lions game, I wonder how it ended. Well, shame on you. But very first play of the entire game, first play of the Lions season was a pick six for a touchdown in our favor. Since then, it has been nothing in our favor. So,
zero
better
offense.
luck next year, I guess. Good season, Lions.
Story of my life as a Lions fan.
Rod Allen, Mario Mpemba finally got in a brawl. Thank God it finally happened. I could feel the tension every single time I watched the game and listened to Rod Allen complain about Mario complain about Rod. Actually, if I was talking, I would have punched Rod Allen 20 years ago.
Well,
He's
he choked him out.
Miserable to listen to. They are no longer, for the rest of the season at least, going to be announcing the Detroit Tigers games. Matt Shepard and Kirk Gibson have stepped in to take that place. Next year is still up for debate. Bring back Mario. Can Rod. That make me happy.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Good job.
Booming.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right. We touched on a few games from week 2. There were obviously a couple more as well. First, UCF. They were officially announced as champs last year.
Yeah.
They went 13-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are recognized in the NCAA Sports Record Book as the 2018 national champions.
Good thing they were allowed to go in the playoffs, so.
Right. But then it says Alabama 2018 college playoff national champion. So
It's such a joke. Absolute joke. The whole structure is going to eventually change. This is exactly why it's going to change. The selection committee dropped the ball big time. No, UCF probably was not going to beat Alabama, but give them the opportunity. You're taking it away from them.
yeah, let them prove that they're not that good, and at least you never know when the ball fumbles the wrong way what's going to happen. So at least give them the chance and go from there.
Yep. So I'm a big proponent. 18 playoff system, but cap it there. That 18, like we said in past episodes, I mean that gives us an opportunity to have a team from all the Power 5 conferences and then a few wild cards, if you will.
Yeah.
So good for UCF. Happy for them. Somebody give them some T-shirts or something.
Wisconsin rolled. Western Kentucky.
Of course, Wisconsin rolled. Wisconsin's going to take the Big Ten West this year. They're going to have a great season, but they played a nobody school.
Yeah.
So
other than that, I mean, it was pretty much chalk. Auburn did take down Washington, which that could be all you need for Washington to be out of the playoff picture.
absolutely. I mean, Auburn's still a tough team, but it was a bigger upset than a 9-6 upset.
Yeah.
Washington was by far the better team, and they did not come out to play.
I'm an idiot.
What's that?
I was looking at week 1.
Okay.
Well, it was week 2 this past weekend.
So
Anyways.
everything that we just said, to a certain extent,
Is correct.
is correct.
Wisconsin still rolled New Mexico. Otherwise, it was pretty much chalk. Stanford did take down USC.
Good job, man. I was just listening to you talk and give you some feedback. I'm not even on the page over here.
No, other than that, I mean, the big story is now Arizona State
Topples.
Herm Edwards,
Topples
16 to
Michigan State.
If you hold a team to 16 points, you need to win.
True.
You're Michigan State. We know you have a good defense. You have a pretty good offense. You got LJ Scott, and you put up 13 points, 1 touchdown.
Huh. That's looking pretty similar to what's going on right now.
Yeah. So they're in the top 25 now. Other than that, not much movement up at the top of that. So, what?
Next year, I'll double-check your links. Or next week. Sticking with the football thing, one thing that's really been bugging me the first week in the NFL is this tackling rule. Honestly, I'm going to grow up not being able to tell my poor baby girl what is and what isn't a tackle, what is and what isn't a catch. It's confusing. I feel so bad for her. This new helmet rule, the way that they're invoking it, seems very subjective based on whatever officials are at the game and what they see or what they don't see and what the one guy sitting up in the box sees, and then the defenseless receiver. I don't understand the defenseless receiver thing. No. I mean, it's another subjective rule. Yeah, he's going over the middle, but the quarterback's thrown over the middle. The quarterback's leaving him defenseless. The quarterback should be good enough to be able to throw the ball where the receiver can catch it and not get hit.
Yeah. At some point, it has to fall on the receiver to know where he's at with his head up and be, I don't want to get hit.
Exactly. 10 years ago, if a receiver would go across the middle and try to catch the ball, he'd get lambasted.
Oh, yeah.
Now the receiver can go across the middle, try to catch the ball, knowing that he's going to get more yards after the catch because nobody's allowed to hit him.
Yeah.
And if somebody does hit him, they're going to get an extra 15 yards anyway.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. That should absolutely fall on the receiver and the quarterback. Defenseless receiver rule is absurd. Absolutely absurd. Or when a receiver's up in the air catching a ball and somebody comes up from behind him and tries to tackle him so he doesn't fall backwards and gain more yardage. Now that's a defenseless receiver. That's 15 yards. Absurd.
They're taking the defense out of the game to make it more offensive-minded, and which is funny because then you look at it, we still don't even know what a catch is.
Yeah.
We saw that on the game
Absolutely.
a couple minutes ago. Was the ball obviously moved, but because he had control of it, it could still hit the ground and it could still move. What? Hit the ground and it was moving. That's not a catch. But it is.
It's frustrating. We can't figure out what this is. We as fans of the game are supposed to understand how the game of football works, and we're clueless. We're absolutely clueless. Even to a certain extent, this helmet rule. I understand why they have it in there. It's to prevent concussions, prevent basically a player using his head as a weapon to prevent some guy from getting paralyzed. Makes sense. But I don't get it. If a running back's running up the field and he lowers his head and he ends up making contact with the linebacker, also lowering his head, and one gets lower than the other, but the running back hits the linebacker in the head harder, but still helmet on the linebacker, I don't get it. How are they able to judge this? How are they able to throw people out of a game for something they did on accident?
I don't know. That's the sport, but they don't know. They can't judge it. And when you're playing football, I've never played tackle football on an organized team, but you're moving so fast. These guys move so quick. You can have your head one way when going after to make a tackle. The offensive player moves a half an inch, all of a sudden it's helmet to helmet. It's defenseless receivers. And they've already left their stance to go make the tackle.
Yep. Like when a quarterback, it's a roughing the passer.
Oh,
if they get hit too low.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, you're a 300-pound defensive lineman, and you're coming around the corner, and you can grab those dudes around the ankles. You go and grab them, but you can't.
Absolutely. You can't because he's going to break his ankle or something. Tom Brady rule is what I call that one.
It is a Tom Brady rule.
You got all these high-paid quarterbacks, pretty boy quarterbacks, can't take a hit. Cam Newton, he runs like a fullback, but if he gets hit too hard, still a penalty.
Yeah.
The guy stiff arms guys and throws them to the ground when he's running 40 yards upfield. He did that yesterday. But if he gets hit too hard, it's a penalty. Come on, the guy's an animal. He's bigger than some of the linebackers he plays against. That's what doesn't make sense to me. But it's frustrating. But every week we come out here and we watch more of these games, hoping this doesn't happen. And every week we get more and more upset because it happens time and time again. Eventually they're going to hit a tipping point where they're going to start losing fans, just like all the other sports have started to do.
it's going to happen. I think we're right there on that apex. It's going to start happening very soon. The only thing is there's so much invested from a fanhood into this with all the sports stations, all the fantasy. It's going to fall, but I don't think you're going to see it fall as hard as hockey and baseball did.
No, I don't think it will either, but it's
going to happen.
It's got to change.
There's going to be a time in our lifetime where there is no NFL football.
There's going to be a holdout. That's happen too. That's going to happen in less than 10 years.
Oh, it's supposed. I think it's 2020 or 2021. The contract's up.
Oh, that's less than 10 years.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's as far as not having football because people can't agree on something, can't agree on a lot of things. I can absolutely see that.
The 2021 lockout.
2021.
The NFLPA is already telling players to start saving your money.
Good.
So, come 2021, there will be no football for that year.
Fact.
I'll stand behind it.
Fact.
I think the NFL and the players are on such far spectrums, unless it's negotiated within the next couple of years. If it comes down to the 11th hour, it's not getting done.
Very true. I mean, we've seen that in the other professional sports. There's been 2 baseball lockouts in the last 30 years, about 25 years. There's been hockey lockout a few years ago. NFL's next.
NBA locked out for a couple games.
Yep.
A couple times. It's going to happen. I mean, what happens beyond that, I guess we don't know, but maybe Roger Goodell will get fired.
Roger Goodell is the Rob Manfred of what NFL is turning into. Rob Manfred is ruining the game of baseball, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And Roger Goodell is doing the same thing for the game of football. He needs to go.
And Bettman's doing the same thing with the NHL.
Yep. At least Adam Silver is trying to make it quick.
Right.
Buck.
He's at least trying, man. Kudos.
You know what they should do for a year? Goodell should go to the NHL. Actually, just move him around.
Like rotate.
Yeah, just for a year, just to see how bad they can screw up somebody else's league.
I think they should go shadow him for a year. Not even for good reasons, but you can be like, wow, this is everything you're doing wrong. And there should be a committee. I was thinking of this as we go, so bear with me. A committee of 20 people from 4 of them from each sport, and then 4 other random people who don't really watch sports, and sit down and as a committee give their recommendations to the commissioners and be like, hey, this is what's working, this is what's not, this is our thoughts, and they're just going to be like, you know what, cool, I make a lot of money and I don't really care.
I like your new fans. They keep making fun of me. I am not wearing Nike for the social stance.
We're not getting into politics. Don't even bring that up. We're done. It's over with.
I just needed a white shirt so I didn't sweat through anything.
This is an escape from that, people. Me and Matt had this talk when that commercial came out, and we decided, nope, done. Not going to worry about it. We have our thoughts. You don't need to know them. Don't need to know yours.
But I do like all the memes that came out of the...
Yes, I did. They were funny. There were some good ones.
So, yeah, NFL, excited it's back, but I hope things change before this lockout happens. I would hate to see an NFL lockout.
People will find something else. Who knows what, but it is what it is. So, Eminem. Heard what he did? Eminem? What he did a couple weeks ago?
I have not listened to his new album yet, but I hear that he trashed some pretty high profile rappers.
Yes. It is actually very controversial, but it's not political, so I'll talk about it. He dropped it on the 31st of August at midnight or something. It's a short album. It's only 45 minutes, 46 minutes. And he came out guns blazing, going at absolutely everybody. MGK, who I didn't even know who he was till this album came out, goes after Ja Rule. A couple people have had riffs with, talks about D12. It's a very good album. I think it's better than his last few, Relapse and Recovery and all those. And Revival I thought was not that great, but he's I've always been a fan, so I'm a little biased that way, but I liked it. It has its good songs, it has bad songs, just like every album does. But it is going after every record because it was only available for download for the first week, and it's just now hitting stores. Week and a half, 2 weeks now.
I love it when somebody who's rich and famous pisses off other people that are rich and famous.
Right?
I live for that.
It's at the end of the day, you guys have very little issues in life. So just go yell at each other.
Just go spend some more money.
Yeah. Tell everyone you hate each other.
Thanks, Shady, Marshall.
10th album.
Shady. 10th? That's
10th
it?
album. I was shocked, but yeah, that's it. But, I mean, he's been going around for, what is it, 99? 20 years almost? Oh, my God, I'm old.
I don't miss Kim. Kim ruined his life.
Oh, yeah.
I like all the songs that he wrote about Kim, though.
He's 45.
He's old.
They're getting up there.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm old. Yeesh. All right.
He's got his daughter's an adult now.
Yeah.
That's how old we are.
She has an Instagram account. She's like 21. 22.
You have to be 22 to have an Instagram account?
No, like, she, like, put on there whatever her birthday was. I remember seeing it. Be like, oh, I turned 22. I'm like, well...
you follow her on Instagram?
I do.
Okay.
She has some cool pictures and stuff. I don't know. Interesting person. I follow people I find interesting. You know who I don't follow?
Me.
Correct. I do, though. But that's out of pity because you're the co-host.
Oh, I just have an Instagram so I can use our Instagram.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, well. Good job, Eminem. Anytime you want to come on the show and talk to us, we're happy to have you.
Always happy to have you.
At this point, we're just happy to have literally anybody that makes more money than us.
Even our week 2 guest, Marcus Fitzpatrick.
He will be here.
Later. You'll hear that on the podcast when it comes out on Wednesday.
Real quick, before we jump to halftime here, I want to share with everybody the stat of the podcast.
Stat/fact.
Stat/fact. This is more of a fact. So, as we all know, Bill Belichick is noted as being one of the greatest coaches of all time. But did you know that Bill Belichick would need to have 10 consecutive 12-win seasons to pass Don Shula on the list for most coaching victories? Belichick will be 73 years old in 10 years. So, I don't think he's going to make that happen.
How long did Don Shula coach for?
Ooh, that's a hell of a question.
You find that out. I'm kind of shocked it's still that many, but I guess if Tom Brady was 27, I'd say, yeah, I can see that happening. But without Tom Brady, I'm very interested to see what will Bill Belichick do without his star pansy quarterback. But
did you say star pansy quarterback?
Yes, I did. I do not like Tom Brady.
I don't either.
I respect him. Not really. A little bit.
You know, Tom Brady's has always been surrounded by good players. Except for 1 year. In that year, he still had Randy Moss.
Right. Good. Okay. Not great, though. But, yeah. He's had decent talent around him the entire time.
Holy crap. He coached, as a head coach, Don Shula coached from 63 to 95, 32 years.
Okay.
He was defensive coordinator for the Lions, 60 to 62. And then he got the heck out of Dodge. Smart man. And
how old
he's
is
still
he when he
alive.
retired?
He's 88 years old.
He retired in 95, 30
Retired
years
95.
ago.
Yep.
20 years ago. 23. He's 88 minus 23.
Yeah.
65.
65 what?
That's how old he was when he retired.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Belichick. This is what I wanted to know. So he coached till he was 65. Bill Belichick is 66.
Yeah.
And he still has 10 years to go.
Yeah.
If he wins 12 games.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm glad we left the math to you.
I'm shocked I got that right as fast as I did. You know who else used to coach for the Lions?
Every good coach that coached
Bill
somewhere else.
Belichick. I did not know that.
What?
He was the assistant special teams coach in 1976, and he was the receivers coach in 1977. Then he went on to the Broncos as special teams assistant coach and defensive assistant. And then
Assistant to the regional manager.
he jumped around a lot right there until the 80s. And he was with the Giants for a while, and the Browns, and the Pats, and the Jets, and the Pats. All right, coming up, we got Beer the Podcast, our Week 1 NFL recap. We make our picks for Week 2, and we discuss the FedEx Cup. Yeah, buddy, it's Beer the Podcast time. And oh man, do we got a special one here for you today.
Got a doozy.
Got a doozy. This one is colorless, no chemical substances. All over the world you can get it. Molecules and oxygen, 1 oxygen, 2 hydrogen atoms. Man, a covalent bond. Water.
Did you ever take a chemistry class?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
So-
Water.
Touchdown. Rough weekend at the Matt and Musz golf tournament up in Houghton Lake. Led Matt to a nasty hangover and the need to drink water.
Wicked hangover. 2 days ago.
Still sucking down Coronas, but nonetheless.
Proud of you. Need to take a few days off.
Hey, I get it. When no one wants your mushrooms, you get upset.
All right, so we went to this restaurant on Saturday after a tournament. And they had deep fried mushrooms there. I'm a sucker for deep fried mushrooms. They were huge. They were like donut-sized mushrooms. The most
They
amazing thing
said,
ever.
oh, it was the onion rings that said
Yeah,
donut size.
Yeah,
Okay.
the onion rings said donut size. Mushrooms, I just assumed were regular deep fried mushrooms. No, they were better. But I couldn't eat them all, and nobody wanted to share with me, and I just looked like an idiot offering my mushrooms to everybody.
It wasn't bad, but you'd offer them. We all said no.
So
And then-
I offered again.
Yeah. And we, again, said no.
So then I did it a third time.
Yeah.
And one person had one.
Who was it?
Bob's.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it was fun. Joe, Poppy, and Jared took the championship. Jared actually went closest to the pin and longest drive on our second 18. I got close to the pin on the first 18. Joe Poppy got longest drive on the first 18. It was a success. There was 8 of us out there. Kind of our first little go at it, shoot from the hip. It worked.
I need a lot of practice.
I think we all do.
I had fun.
Yeah, everyone had a good time. It was a blast. Next year, we're going to do a couple changes. I know the main one's going to go more Ryder Cup format, Matt versus Musz, try to get a trophy, stuff like that. Yeah, other than that, what are your thoughts?
I think it was a great time. I really enjoyed playing with Brent. Nice fella. Thanks for carrying the team. We tied you guys for last place.
Yep.
I had an issue that I've never had to deal with before, and that was a hook. I don't know how to deal with a hook. I've never had a hook before. So I was getting more and more upset, hooking the ball more and more, and said lots of choice words to myself. But yeah, it was a great time. I'm happy we did it. I'm looking forward to it next year already.
Nice.
Next year is going to be even better. Hell of a job organizing everything.
Thanks, man.
Because
I had fun. I like doing that.
I know that's what you went to school for.
Exactly.
I went to school to teach, and I'm not doing a very good job of that. But yeah, it was a great time. So everybody that wasn't there, that sucks.
Yeah. We're gonna plan this a little more in advance next year. So all you guys who we invited or didn't have the room to invite. We're going to get you next year, don't worry.
That means you, Jake.
And Quap.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's... He's recently married.
Right. Anyways, on to professional golf. For those who don't know, the BMW Championship, which narrows the players down to 30 for the FedEx Cup, ended up being delayed, actually canceled yesterday, the final round, and got played today. Keegan Bradley beat Justin Rose in a playoff hole. And now we're on to the round of 30 for the championship. Notables not to make this 30. Brant Snedeker, Jordan Spieth.
Spieth.
Ian Poulter, Adam Scott, Keegan Bradley. Jordan Spieth, number 31, I believe.
Yeah, last I checked, he was 31.
Yep. So he was 27. He dropped 4 spots, 31, and got out of it. Number 1, Bryson DeChambeau, Justin Rose, Tony Finau, DJ, Justin Thomas, Keegan Bradley, Brooks Koepka, Bubba, Billy Horschel, Cameron Smith round out the top 10. So Rory's in there, 17, Tiger 20. Again, that happens. It's not this weekend. It's next weekend, I do believe, the 21st and 22nd, to give him a little break. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I'm excited for it. Kind of weird not going to have Jordan Spieth there, but he didn't have a good year. And he may be facing a fine or suspension.
He shot himself in the foot with
Yes.
it. The rule is the strength of field regulation rule, which, and I quote, requires golfers to either play 25 events in the current or previous season or add a new event in the current season that they did not play in the prior season. Spieth finished this year with 24. He ended last year with 23 and added nothing new between seasons. So that requires him to most likely get fined.
Or suspended.
Or suspended. That's what's tricky about golf. Golf is one of those things where you can play every single weekend, but you don't have to play every single weekend.
There's 48 tournaments that are sanctioned for the PGA Tour, and basically you need to play in like 25 official tournaments to not get fined or suspended.
It's kind of like owning your own business, making your own schedule.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's what it is. But if you don't follow the rules of the overseeing committee, then, well, you're dumb, for one, because it's really easy. Just go play another tournament. Who cares? If you do crappy, you do crappy. Yeah. But you have to do it.
He's made enough money. It doesn't matter.
I wish I'd made enough money. It didn't matter.
Right. So my only thing is, how did you miss this, dude? Like, you should have this all planned out a year in advance. So then Matt just threw his phone to the house. Anyways, yeah. So he has $20,000 suspension that might come in, or a suspension. Roster for the U.S. Oh, let's do USA first. I got it up. Oh no, let's do Europe. Ryder Cup. Paul Casey, Sergio Garcia, Henrik Stenson, and Ian Poulter were captains' picks. Tommy Fleetwood, Tyrell Hatton, Rory, Francisco Molinari, Alex Noren, Thorborn Olenson, don't know how to say his name, Justin Rose, and John Ram. So, yeah, that's the Europe team. I don't know where the other team went. What?
I just can't get over how poorly you pronounce his last name. I don't even know who you were trying to say.
Exactly. Bryson DeChambeau, Tony Finau, Tiger Woods, and Phil Mickelson are the captain's picks on the U.S. side. Ricky Fowler, DJ, Brooks Koepka, Patrick Reed, Webb Simpson, Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, and Bubba Watson for the USA. Hope they win back-to-back on their turf. The best thing about this tournament is because it's being played overseas, its TV will be like at 6 a.m. and done around like 1, 2 o'clock on football days. And then you get to watch football the rest of the day. So you get to watch Ryder Cup in the morning, football, afternoon, evening, night, and you don't have to leave your couch.
Boy, I'm really confused. Could you please explain that one more time to me?
Are you serious?
No. But thank you for explaining it.
A-hole.
Twice.
Anyways, on to bigger and better things. Aaron Rodgers.
Yep, we talked about him earlier. We're going to bring him up again. So Aaron Rodgers, as we said, had an outstanding second half last night.
273 yards, 3 touches, more than 15 other quarterbacks had in the entire game.
Is that 15 starting quarterbacks?
Yes.
Okay. So let's say backup quarterbacks
Well,
is...
Come on, man. Really?
It's good to specify.
Yeah.
Cover all your bases.
Look for the fine print, why don't you?
No, Aaron Rodgers played very, very well, like he does every single game. He signed a humongous payday to kick off the season, and there's some people that still think he's underpaid.
Mm-hmm. I do. I think he is. So he's earning just shy of $21 million this year, 11% of the cap. 26.5 last year, 14, and then 32.5 in 2020. That's when the extension kicks in for 17.3%. When your backup quarterback comes in and basically your entire team shuts down, and you're losing 17-0. You got nothing. It's over. If without Aaron Rodgers, they are a 3-win team, if that. He comes back in for a half of football and takes them from losing by 17 to winning 24-23, throwing 273 on a hobbled knee.
Yeah, he's good. He is by far the best quarterback in the league. He is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. No, he's not one of the most winningest quarterbacks of all time, but he's definitely up there.
Mm-hmm.
I would consider him a much better quarterback than your Drew Brees and your Ben Roethlisbergers, and I would consider him a better quarterback than Tom Brady.
Yes. I understand everyone's saying for Tom Brady he's got the accolades and he's got the Super Bowls, but to see Aaron Rodgers and just his calmness that's around him, even when he's being chased down and there's no time left and he has 60 yards and he has to get a touchdown and he throws up that Hail Mary pass, I am more confident in the Green Bay Packers catching the ball than the defense being able to intercept it or knock it down.
Because they've done it to us
so many times. They've done it to Chicago so many times. They've done it to Minnesota so many times. He just has a way with the NFC North that is just, when he's playing, you're like...
He can pick people apart.
You could be up 14 with 2 minutes left, and you're still sitting there shaking because you know Aaron Rodgers has something up his sleeve.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think even making over $30 million a year, he's underpaid. But
he doesn't have an unborn child to pay for it.
He does.
Congrats, Danica and Aaron.
So, yeah. So then we decided to go in. We were looking at salary cap numbers and everything, percent-wise and whatnot, and we decided to look at allocations of teams based on offense or defense. Like how much, so Aaron Rodgers right now is making 11.5% of the Green Bay Packers salary cap. How much are they spending on the defensive side of the ball? Just wondering. 34%. Okay.
So 34% for the entire defense.
Yeah.
And 11% for
Aaron Rodgers.
an offensive player.
1.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And the sad thing is he's not even the most. You can go to the Chicago Bears. Khalil Mack. Oh, I guess he is only 7% of the cap. But a defensive player.
So in looking at this list, it's very interesting. The top 3 teams, Jacksonville Jaguars, Minnesota Vikings, Los Angeles Rams.
They spend the most on defense. And it's funny when you look at it.
Jacksonville spends over half their salary on their defense.
But by over
their cap, excuse me.
But by over half, it's only 52%, not even.
Yeah.
It's over half, but still very balanced.
No, yeah, it's very balanced, but they also have, many would argue, the best defense in the league.
Oh, for sure.
And Minnesota at 48%, many would argue, have the second best defense in the league. That's kind of an interesting correlation, I think. You look down. Ooh, scrolled too far. I apologize.
Indianapolis Colts.
Yep, look down the
least
Colts.
amount of money.
And it shows.
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely shows. The Raiders are down there too. Their defense, now that Mac's gone, that's where they're at. And Cleveland's kind of in the lower half of the list, if you can imagine that.
24th at 20, not even 26, not even 25.5%. So,
if anybody wonders, the average spent on the defense is $68.3 million in the NFL for 2018 season. The closest to that is Arizona, New York, and KC.
It comes to 36% of the cap on average.
Yep. I mean, it's a very interesting correlation, interesting thing to think about. Just like with any business, you got to spend money to make money. But when you have a guy, like you said, like Aaron Rodgers, who can change a team just by being in the game, that's absolutely amazing. But I don't know if he's worth
right. Well,
20% of your salary.
That's going to be the argument. Now, looking on the offensive side, I just pulled this up. The teams that are the best chance you have, say, winning, the Eagles, the Vikings, the Steelers, the Patriots, they're all middle of the pack when it comes to offensive spending numbers.
That's
interesting, is it not? So you don't have to spend the most. Honestly, like they say, offense wins games, defense wins championships. It's proven right here in the money that's being spent in the NFL.
Yep.
Unless you're the Patriots, then you just always win. But story for a different day.
Well, though, you look at the cap allocation for quarterbacks. So San Francisco's pretty high. They're currently 16%, and they lost.
Where's Tom Brady?
Tom Brady is surprisingly pretty low. Pretty low. This is all quarterbacks on the team.
Yeah, he's 11.
Yep. But
scroll down, they got the actual quarterbacks.
Oh,
yeah.
What do you know?
Garoppolo's number 1, Stafford 2, Carr 3, Flacco 4, Luck 5. But then again, you go, who's winning? Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. You can argue Alex Smith, Matt Ryan.
Not Andrew Luck.
Ben Roethlisberger. All
and
not the
Matt
top,
Stafford.
not the bottom again. Just right in the middle. And he looks hurt. Great.
Oh, my gosh. He got
drilled.
Man. There goes his kidney.
So anyways.
Andrew Luck. Speaking of Andrew Luck, it finally came out in an interview that he definitely hurt his shoulder while snowboarding. It's no longer a myth. He admitted it. I think he should owe money back to the Indianapolis Colts.
Sometimes with those contracts, if you read them, they're funny. They'll put like things you can't do. I'm surprised that's not in there.
I would imagine it was in there. That's why he covered it up for so long.
Oh, gotcha. That could be.
I think that he should owe them a year's salary, or at least a percentage of a year's salary.
Yeah, I agree. If it's in there. If it's not in there, then it's the Colts' fault.
True.
Not its fault. He's hurt, but you can't really go after him.
The Colts didn't make the snow.
Right.
Or the board.
Overtime. We had a tie. I don't like ties. Browns.
I'd rather lose than tie. That's how I've been my entire life.
The Browns have not won a game.
They lost. They ended their losing streak, though. They have not begun their winning streak, but they ended the losing streak. That's just something that they can hang their hat on.
So, NFL rules. Touchdown, it's over. If you do a field goal, the other team gets the ball. If you do a field goal first, the other team gets the ball. So, and then you got the NFL, or the college, who each team gets at least one possession from the 25. Which one do you prefer?
College, absolutely college. College all day, every day. It makes it more exciting. You're not going against a running clock. You just play your best plays. You hopefully score a touchdown. If you don't score a touchdown, then that sucks. Hopefully you'll keep the other team from a touchdown. The only thing I would change if I were to adapt that in the NFL, make them start from the 50.
Oh, yeah. I think 25 is way too close.
Kickers in the NFL, they can hit a 60-yard field goal in the right conditions, if not longer. What Prater hit? 64?
Yeah.
It was in Denver, but still.
Yeah. Still counts.
Absolutely. So bring that in the NFL. I mean, with all these games where you come down the end of the season, you're going to let one team make the playoff over another because of a stupid tie?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, they should have won maybe if they're in the contention for the playoffs, but you don't tie. It's professional sports.
Right.
You're not having your fans go there to watch a tie occur. That's why hockey, they no longer have ties.
Shootouts.
Yeah, they have shootouts.
Yeah, like your shootout goals don't count towards your goal total for the season, but they'll give you the extra point are you kidding me? To get the point in the game to actually come out with a win. So you either win, loss, or loss in overtime. You still get a point in overtime. But yeah, I don't like the tie. Again, I don't think there's a perfect thing. I like the college way. I think it's a little gimmicky, but I think
it works.
Yeah, that's just it. It works.
There's a winner.
Exactly. I don't want ties in my sport. Sorry, I don't. It's like, congratulations, you both are not
bad.
Good, not bad. But
I heard somebody make an interesting point today. The Steelers look worse in this tie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But the reason the Steelers look worse in this tie is because when you tie, that means you tried to win.
Yeah.
And the fact that they did not beat the Cleveland Browns,
yeah.
that looks terrible.
Yeah.
If they would have lost to the Cleveland Browns, they could have said, "Oh, we were just doing them a favor and let them win."
Exactly.
No, you tried to win that game, and you could not pull that out of your hat. Way to go. Nice 3-interception game, Ben Roethlisberger.
Exactly. All right. Week 1. We're just going to go over our games that we picked. There's still 2 going on, 1 going on, 1 later tonight. But Philadelphia beat Atlanta.
Yep, I had Atlanta all the way. Way to go,
too.
Steve.
Yeah. Carolina beat Dallas.
I got to say, though, that Atlanta-Philadelphia game was not a fun one to watch.
No.
That was a very boring game.
Dallas just looked bad.
Oh, Dallas looked miserable.
Horrible.
Absolutely horrible.
Horrible. Green Bay, as we've talked about multiple times already, pulled one out over Chicago. When I was watching that game in that first half, I'm like, Steve is going to get them all right. Just wait.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
So got that one. Later, this game right now, Detroit and the Jets. The Jets are starting to pull away.
Not for the Lions.
After I picked that Detroit game, too, I went back and started thinking about it. I was like, I should have gone to the Jets. It's the Detroit way to lose to the Jets.
Yep.
So
we will beat the Vikings twice and the Packers twice and the Bears once, but we're going to lose to the Jets.
Yep. 3-13 season prediction.
Ooh,
it's not looking good.
They gave us 6 wins.
Was Stafford out? It's not looking good.
Stafford's out?
Yep. I haven't seen a confirmation one way or another, but we'll see. It'll be on Facebook. Don't worry. And then late game, you have Oakland. I have the Rams. John Gruden coming back again. We'll see.
Go Gruden, baby.
I like Gruden. I like the Rams that much more. So, but yep, we're gonna get Marcus on the line, and we'll give you our week 2 picks.
Right.
All right, we got Marcus Fitzpatrick with us. What up, man?
What's up, Goose?
How you doing, guys?
Doing well.
Living the dream.
Good.
Tell us about yourself. Who are you?
I'm Matt's for forever, it seems like. We went to school together.
I'm sorry.
Then with Adam, I've learned to get to know him and probably like him just as much, if not better than Matt. So it's great.
Right?
Man.
Oh, man.
All right. Let's jump right in this. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Let's start with the Thursday night game. Baltimore at Cincinnati. Who are you liking?
That's an interesting one because it's both offices kind of had a decent evening. Starting week 1. Nothing crazy, nothing great. But I think that the Bengals really, with A.J. Green and Dalton, they're going to get it actually going and hopefully have a good season all year. So I'm going to go with the Bengals on that one.
I also went with the Bengals. I'm not ready to give up on Andy Dalton yet.
I am. I gave up on him at the end of last season, so I'm taking Baltimore.
Right.
You'd rather have Flacco, though?
Oh, Flacco's not going to start.
There it is.
You heard it. You heard it. It's coming. It's coming within the next 4 weeks.
I was thinking week 6. Flacco's losing his
So,
job.
yeah.
All right. Sunday, game of the week, Arizona, Los Angeles Rams. Coos, who you thinking?
Let's be honest. The Cardinals are going to have a rough one this year. Old man Larry seems like he's the only one that's consistent on that team. So going the other route, the Rams are making moves like crazy. Let's see what they do on Monday night, but that defense looks absolutely stacked. So I'm going to go with the Rams. I don't really see them losing many games this season, so this isn't going to be one of them.
I agree. The only thing that scares me is I haven't seen him play game 1 yet, but yeah, that defense is going to be sick.
Yeah, I was leaning Rams. David Johnson, though, he's going to have a good season. He is. He's going to, between him and Larry Fitzgerald, that offense they're going to do well. I don't think the Rams will be able to contain both of them. It's going to be one or the other thing. They're either going to beat them on the ground or in the air, but they're going to beat them. Next up, Marcus. New York Giants. Dallas Cowboys.
It's going to be a good one. There are two offenses that got a lot riding on their shoulders, a lot of pressure this year, especially with Odell getting absolutely paid over in New York and, well, Zeke being Zeke and the reputation. But I'm going to go with Dallas on this one. I think Dak Prescott maybe gets it going, needed some time to kind of warm up with the receivers. And I think Zeke steps it up even more than he did in week 1, and they get it done.
Go Zeke, baby. Absolutely. I'm on the same page as you. Zeke and Dak are going to go off. They're going to absolutely go off. I mean, in all honesty, it's two teams that are not that great.
No.
Especially looking at their week 1, they're not that great. I just think the Giants are less great.
I'm going to take the Giants. I think it's a toss-up. I think Odell's going to be a difference maker, and I'm going to take the Giants with a win in Dallas.
Next up, Coos, Monday night game, Seattle and Chicago. How are you feeling on this one?
Well, let's start with Seattle. Russell Wilson is always a playmaker. You never know what he's going to do. But he doesn't have much around him this year. It's a little bit uncertain. And Chicago looked great in the first half, but then they ran into an alien on the other end. I don't even know what to call Aaron Rodgers. So I think the Bears look surprisingly good. I think Khalil Mack is a real difference maker, and I think their defense is able to hold off Russell Wilson.
Yeah, go Mack, go Trubisky. Chicago's going to beat them hands down. Russell Wilson's not going to have a good game. It's in Chicago. It's a night game. It's Chicago all the way, baby.
I agree. I got nothing else to add.
All right, thanks. Cool, man. All right, and two of the best teams in the league this year, Miami and the New York Jets.
Real cream of the crop game. I'm going to show real talent in the NFL. No, let's be honest, though. A lot of people didn't expect much from either one of these teams, and I'm going to disagree. I think they're going to do a little bit. As you can see on Monday night, they're doing some things with the Jets, and the Dolphins didn't look absolutely horrible. But I think the Jets are going to be a lot better than what people say they're going to be. The young gun at QB, I think he figures it out, and they will just, put a few wins on the board. And I think the Dolphins are about done winning, so I'm going to go with the Jets there.
Yeah, me too. Looking at what's going on right now in this Jets-Lions game, Jets surprisingly look good. You got a quarterback that's starting to bear down a little bit for not having any experience. And, I mean, for a game between those two teams, I don't think it's much of a toss-up. So go Jets. Jets. Jets.
I'm on the same boat as you guys are. I just think there's more upside and more potential on they're a lot younger. And Miami, like Marcus was saying, I think they're about done. So.
And let's be honest, the real winner of this game is who loses. And let's fight for that first pick next year.
Exactly. I was going through, we had to pick a random game, and I'm like, this is probably going to be the closest and the hardest to pick, so that's it. Cool.
Well, thanks for coming on, Coos. I'll talk to you
Thank
soon,
you.
I'm sure.
We'll talk to you, Marcus. Thanks.
Go Cubs.
All right, thanks, guys. Go Cubs.
All right, that was Marcus. Those are our picks. We'll see how we do. We still got to finish up this week with Monday nights. Lions ain't looking too good right now, down 41-17. Okay.
Well, as we're coming to the end of the show, unfortunately, worst time of the week, coming to the end of the podcast. Just want to make you aware, 10 Barrel Brewing made a beer with the last remaining Blockbuster in existence, which is sad because I remember there was a Blockbuster in every damn corner. There's one left. The beer is called The Last Blockbuster. I don't want to try it.
I don't either, but I saw that too. I thought that was very interesting. So, as always, you can reach us by email, mattmuse@gmail.com. Call or text 989-372-1391. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Matt Muse, mattmuse.com. All our episodes that we currently have up will be available there. Again, anyone ever got something cool they want to talk about? Drop us a line. Let us know. Love to have you on. We'll be back Monday, September 17th, so just less than a week.
It was fun. I'll see you in a week. See ya.
That was the Matt Muse Show. Thank you for listening. Lions suck.